Hi and welcome to the chicken enclosure. I've published a number of films on raising chicks using Broody hens. What I'd like to do today is take you through the entire process from fertilised eggs through to weaning the chicks away from the Broody hens at the end of the process. So join me and I'll take you through that whole cycle. Hi, my name's Fiona. The hen that I'm going to show you today is a hen called Gannet. She's a Buff Orpington and she's over 5 years old. She is one of our most prolific broodies, and as a Buff Orpington they have natural broody tendencies. On this occasion we've used her to actually raise some chicks from a completely different breed, a breed called cream leg bars that will lay blue eggs for us. It's perfectly possible to use a broody hen to raise chicks from a completely different breed. So let me take you through this process. This is where it starts with a set of fertilised eggs. As I mentioned before, they're for a breed called cream leg bars, and as I mentioned, they are very, very blue. We bought these from a reputable breeder who posted them to us, and they were sent in specialist egg boxes that minimises damage to the eggs in the post. Now, we got them when Gannet became broody, when the hormones told her that she had to sit and incubate eggs. And here she is, settled on the eggs. As I said in the introduction, Gannet is a Buff Orpington, so has natural broody tendencies. And she'll incubate the eggs for a full 21 days, which is the incubation time for chicken eggs. The eggs don't start to develop until they're warmed by a broody hen to their own body temperature. Once a fertilised egg is laid, providing they're kept at approximately room temperature, they'll be fine for up to 2 weeks. Gannet is kept in a coop on her own during this entire process, which has a long run attached to it. The purpose of the run is not to keep Gannet in, but is to keep all the other chickens out. As you can see here, Gannet does have some outside space, and while she's off the nest, the other hens like Cindy, who's wandering around the outside, can't get in and settle to lay their own eggs and risk breaking Gannet's. She's not stuck in there the entire time. She does come out of the run during the incubation period, but only when we can open the door for her to come out and open it again for her to return. If we miss her daily outings off the nest, she still has a long run and plenty of food and water. On day 21, it's time for the eggs to hatch. It's not a quick process, and it can take up to 48 hours from the first chick emerging to the last chick making it out. The chicks emerge from the eggs with their feathers damp, and they need to dry out to look like the fluffy chicks you would normally associate with newly hatched chicks. Here you can see 2 that are fully dry and 1 that is still going through the process of drying out. The chicks will have absorbed the remaining yolk from the eggs into their bodies before they hatch. What this actually means is that they can last for up to 48 hours before they need food and water, giving the broody time to hatch the remaining eggs. Now, normally after 24 hours, Gannet shows the chicks where to find food, and she communicates to this with this clucking noise. We normally provide food and water inside the coop, and this allows Gannet to continue incubating any eggs that are late in hatching, but still ensure that the chicks that are running around are fully provided for. As soon as Gannet is happy that all the viable eggs have hatched, she will leave the coop and explore the outside world with the chicks. At this point, we will remove any eggs that have failed to hatch from the nest, as well as any eggshell that's been left behind. We normally leave the run on day 1. This allows the chicks to get used to the outside world. As you can hear, Gannet is constantly calling to them. At the beginning of their lives, chicks are covered with down feathers, and while these provide some warmth, without full proper feathers above the down, the chicks struggle to keep themselves warm 24/7. Gannet's job as the brood mother is to provide top-up heat when required, so you'll regularly see brood hens just settling down, and they allow all of the chicks to burrow into their feathers to warm up. If the chicks get wet, it's even harder for them to keep themselves warm. So here, Gannet returns to the coop when it starts raining, and she's calling for them all to follow her. At 10 days old, the chicks have grown significantly, and you can see that they now have a full covering of proper feathers on their wings. They've grown a tremendous amount, and the movement has improved. Now they can run incredibly fast, jump and negotiate obstacles. Now that they have some wing feathers, they can fly a little. It's only enough to get some height, which assists them with high jumps, but it's enough. By 4 weeks old, the chicks look completely different, and they now have a full covering of feathers above their down. They are not reliant on Gannet anymore for top-up heat, and the only time you might see them burrowing into her feathers is on cooler nights. The chicks are much more independent now, and although Gannet will call them when she feeds herself, they will also be off hunting for worms, beetles and flies on their own, in their own time. By 6 weeks old, the chicks are like mini chickens. At this stage, Gannet is no longer calling to them when she feeds. The chicks will feed with her, but they notice she has food by sight and not by sound. The youngsters are now capable of sourcing food and water by themselves and can keep themselves warm. As you can see, they will happily play by themselves too. Their favourite toy is their homemade swing perch. From 6 weeks, normally 6 to 10 weeks old, the brood mother will fully wean the chicks. Now, for a first-time chicken keeper raising chicks with a broody hen, this can be a very uncomfortable thing to watch, so I just want to get you ready for the next scene. And this is it. As you can see, Gannet is pecking at the chicks when they try to feed. She will drive them away from any food that she has, any water that she is drinking from too. When she goes to bed at night to roost, she'll go back to the main coop and she'll drive the chicks away so that they return to the brood coop on their own. If you are doing this with broody hens for the very first time, don't let this alarm you. This is a perfectly natural part of weaning the chicks, and this is what would happen in any flock which wasn't managed by a chicken keeper. Just let it play out and things settle down very quickly. The chicks are highly independent at this stage and can manage by themselves. If you do want to integrate the chicks into the main coop in a short period of time, just wait 3 or 4 weeks until things have fully settled down, and then you can introduce them at roosting time. There it is. Egg through to weaning of the chicks, all the way through the process. If you've liked this content, please do give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave me a comment, or if there's anything else that you'd like to see, do the same and we'll do our best to show that for you. If you'd want to know about any new videos that are posted, hit the subscribe button and click the notifications icon and you'll know as soon as any new videos are posted. Thanks for joining me and thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.